The last class, we have seen the concept of thalassemia, the different types of thalassemia and its pathophysiology. So now we will deal with the clinical manifestations. So any individual with alpha thalassemia, they may have mild anemia and they are typically asymptomatic. Okay. So in if you recall, in alpha thalassemia, the alpha chains are reduced. ठीक है, alpha thalassemia में alpha chains जो hemoglobin का रहता है वो reduce हो जाता है. ठीक है, उसमें mutation रहता है. तो ऐसे लोगों को mild anemia रहता है and they are typically asymptomatic. But if the child is suffering from alpha thalassemia major, यानी कि जब दोनों chains, दो alpha chains पूरा missing है, absent है, it causes stillbirth. Then children born with beta thalassemia major, which is also called as Cooley's anemia, they are normal at birth, but afterwards during the first year of life they develop severe anemia. So, individual with thalassemia major are diagnosed early in life because the lack of hemoglobin becomes quickly apparent. ठीक है, hemoglobin abnormal hemoglobin बन रहा है, ये जल्दी diagnose हो जाता है. और जो affected children है वो at birth they appear normal, क्योंकि उस समय बच्चों में बीटा फीटल हीमोग्लोबिन रहता है और फीटल हीमोग्लोबिन में बीटा ग्लोबुलिन नहीं रहता. जब ये रिप्लेस होता है अडल्ट हीमोग्लोबिन से, जो फीटल हीमोग्लोबिन है, जब वो रिप्लेस होता है अडल्ट हीमोग्लोबिन में मैंने पहले भी बताया कि दो अल्फा और दो बीटा चेन्स रहता है. तब जब ये बीटा चेन्स का म्यूटेशन होता है, in first few months the manifestations of severe anemia appears. Okay, because at birth the child will have fetal hemoglobin, or fetal hemoglobin is made up of 2 alpha and 2 delta chains. Okay, so at birth we cannot see the sign and symptoms. Okay, because the fetal hemoglobin will not have beta globin, but this fetal hemoglobin is replaced with adult hemoglobin in first few months. So when it is replaced, then if there is absence or reduced beta globulin, then the manifestations of severe anemia begins to appear. So these are the signs and symptoms that you can see in children with thalassemia. They have pain, failure to thrive, frequent infections, diarrhea, splenomegaly, hepatomegaly, jaundice from RBC hemolysis, and bone marrow hyperplasia. If you have seen the previous pathophysiology of thalassemia, in that it is clearly it has been explained how this hyperplasia occurs in the bone marrow, and how does the child have this sign and symptoms. If suppose I go back to this slide, you can see this. क्या होता है, बीटा थैलेसीमिया होता है. तो बीटा थैलेसीमिया में the beta globin chains are mutated, either it is reduced, and in beta thalassemia major, okay, the chains are absent. There are 2 beta chains and the 2 beta chains are absent. ठीक है, तो क्या होगा, उससे क्या होगा, abnormal hemoglobin formation होगा. Okay, abnormal, the bone marrow will form abnormal erythroblast or RBC. Okay, so abnormal erythroblast के कारण क्या होगा, RBC is abnormal, so it gets destroyed very fast. ठीक है, इसका लाइफ स्पैन शॉर्ट हो जाता है. तो उसके कारण क्या होगा, ये जो बोन मैरो है, बोन मैरो एरिथ्रोपोइटिन इंक्रीज होता है ना. तो क्योंकि जब एरिथ्रोब्लास्ट आरबीसी डिस्ट्रॉय हो रहा है तो क्या होगा, आरबीसी कम होगा तो हीमोग्लोबिन कम होगा. ठीक है, तो इससे क्या होगा, हमारा जो बोन मैरो है वो और आरबीसी बनाएगा, क्योंकि और जो लेकिन जो आरबीसी बनाएगा वो नॉर्मल आरबीसी नहीं रहता है, ठीक है, वो अपना प्रिकर्सर फॉर्म में रहता है, जिसे हम नॉर्मोब्लास्ट या एरिथ्रोब्लास्ट बोलते हैं, ठीक है, एरिथ्रोब्लास्ट. सो दिस एरिथ्रोब्लास्ट दैट इज फॉर्म्ड इन द बोन मैरो दैट quickly dies off or it is destroyed. That is why it causes ineffective erythropoiesis. Usually what happens in the bone marrow, erythroblast is formed, then erythroblast it is an immature form of RBC. Okay, so ये बाद में जाके mature होता है, उसको हम लोग बोलते हैं erythrocytes, that is RBC. लेकिन यहाँ क्या हो रहा है, abnormal erythroblast वो अपने precursor form में ही रहता है, वो immature form में ही रहता है, वो mature नहीं हो पाता, इसलिए hemoglobin भी एबनॉर्मल रहता है, और ऐसे एरिथ्रोब्लास्ट इमेच्योर स्टेज में ही it dies in the bone marrow. Okay, so ineffective erythropoiesis. So what will happen when the erythroblast is dying off in the bone marrow itself? There will be only few abnormal red cells will leave the bone marrow. Okay, and this type of RBC is hypochromic red cell. Okay, microcytic and hypochromic. ठीक है, और spleen क्या करेगा? Spleen, what is the function of spleen? To filter the blood. Okay, so what it will do? It will remove the damaged RBC from the normal red cells. Okay, so that is why ये spleen का काम भी बढ़ गया, क्योंकि red blood cells जल्दी जल्दी destroy करना है ना, जो डेब्रिस है उसको जल्दी जल्दी डिस्ट्रॉय करना है, तो जिसके कारण जो स्प्लीन है it becomes hyperplasic or hypertrophied. Okay, because the function of the spleen becomes overactive and it starts destroying all the सेल्स, और जब ये डिस्ट्रॉय करता है, जो अनहेल्दी हेल्थ को डिस्ट्रॉय करता है, साथ में वो क्या करेगा, कुछ हेल्दी सेल्स को भी डिस्ट्रॉय करेगा. तो रेड सेल्स डिस्ट्रॉय हो रहा है स्प्लीन से, तो उसके कारण क्या हो रहा है, एनीमिया हो रहा है. ठीक है, तो ये सारा कंडीशन इट कॉजेस एनीमिया. सो व्हेन देयर इज एनीमिया व्हाट विल हैपन, hypoxia will be there, tissue anoxia will be there, there will be lack of oxygen, and because of this it will release erythropoietin. The kidney will release erythropoietin. Okay, erythropoietin release होगा तो bone marrow it will start to, in order to fulfill the demand of blood, it will start making RBCs. Again, the RBCs that are made, it is immature. तो जब ये bone marrow का जो काम है वो बढ़ जाएगा, है ना, जल्दी जल्दी आरबीसीज बनाना है ना, तो उसके कारण क्या होगा, द मैरो विल बी एक्सपैंडेड. ओके, सो दैट मैरो विल बी एक्सपैंडेड एंड इट विल कॉज स्केलेटल डिफॉर्मिटीज. सिर्फ बोन मैरो में आपको नहीं दिखेगा एरिथ्रोपोइसिस, बाद में क्या होगा, एक्स्ट्रा मेडुलरी हिमेप्टोइसिस आल्सो अकर्स, जहाँ पे ब्लड सेल्स बनना नहीं चाहिए, जहाँ पे ये प्रोसेस नहीं होना चाहिए, वहां पे भी आरबीसीज बनना शुरू हो जाएगा. ठीक है, तो उसके कारण आपको स्केलेटल डिफॉर्मिटीज दिखेगा, जिसमें आपको मैक्सिलरी हाइपरट्रॉफी दिखेगा और स्कल बॉसिंग, ये फ्रंटल बॉसिंग दिखेगा. ठीक है, तो स्केल डिफॉर्मिटीज विल बी फॉर्म्ड. सो this is how the clinical manifestations occur. Okay, so you can see pain. पेन क्यों हो रहा है, क्योंकि बोन मैरो हाइपरप्लेजिया के कारण, क्योंकि बोन मैरो का जो क्षमता से ज्यादा वो आरबीसी बनाना शुरू करेगा. ठीक है, तो आरबीसी जब वो बनाना शुरू करेगा कंटिन्यूस, तो उस समय क्या होगा, जो बोन्स है वो वीक हो जाएगा और ब्रिटल हो जाएगा, जिसके कारण पेन होगा. फेलियर टू थ्राइव बिकॉज ऑफ एनीमिया, लैक ऑफ ऑक्सीजन, बिकॉज ब्लड का फंक्शन क्या है, टू कैरी न्यूट्रिएंट्स एंड ऑक्सीजन टू डिफरेंट पार्ट्स ऑफ द बॉडी. एज अ रिजल्ट द चाइल्ड विल हैव फेलियर टू थ्राइव. Frequent infections can be there because of reduced RBC and WBC. The child can have diarrhea. Then the child will have splenomegaly. Why splenomegaly? Because the spleen becomes hyperplasic. Okay, and it destroys the precursor RBCs, erythroblast, and जितना जितना जल्दी RBC बनता जाएगा, उतना स्प्लीन का काम भी बढ़ेगा. ठीक है, it becomes overactive. So there will be the damaged RBC starts gets depositing there, and the iron, okay, जब ये hemolysis होता है RBC, तब उसमें से जो hemosidrin है, hemosidrin is the iron containing pigment which results from the breakdown of hemoglobin. So that also starts, that means iron also starts getting deposited in the spleen. As a result, there will be splenomegaly, hepatomegaly, jaundice, क्योंकि hemolysis हो रहा है RBCs का, इसलिए jaundice, and there will be bone marrow hyperplasia, that is because of continuous production of immature RBCs. Okay. फिर उसके बाद you can see radiological findings that will show hair on end appearance. X-ray में अगर आप skull का X-ray लोगे तो I will show you a picture. It will show like a hair on end. आप ये skull का X-ray देखो, इसमें आपको ऐसा लगेगा कि जो this shadowy portion, if you see very minutely, you can see that hair like appearance is present. So that is one of the typical sign in thalassemia. Other symptoms are bone deformities in the face. Okay, face में bone deformities होगा. इसमें क्या रहता है, जो मैक्सिला रहता है वो हाइपरट्रॉफिड होता है. अपर जॉ जो है दैट विल इंक्रीज इन साइज, द अपर जॉ. ओके, so that will increase in size, and this bone deformities is because of extramedullary hyper hemoptysis. It is because of extramedullary hemoptysis. Then fatigue will be there because of lack of oxygen. Growth failure is there. Delayed puberty is there. Okay. Then shortness of breath because of lack of oxygen, and breaking down of RBC causes yellow or the jaundice, because excess of bilirubin will be formed. Now you can see this typical facial feature. इसको हम लोग चिपमुंक फेस भी बोलते हैं, चिपमुंक face. Okay, so beta thalassemia facial bone abnormalities, and in this you can see क्या facial abnormality है, ये जो frontal bone है वो bossing, मतलब ऐसे बाहर की तरफ निकलेगा. ठीक है, there will be bossing of the skull. Then hypertrophy of the maxilla, that means the upper jaw it increases in size. Okay, तो उसके कारण क्या होगा, जब ये increase हो रहा है जो, तो the upper teeth will be exposed, the nasal bridge will be depressed, and the child will have periorbital puffiness. In this thalassemia major, you can also see pallor. Okay, short stature. Short stature क्यों है? Iron deposit, iron जब overload होता है, क्योंकि इसमें क्या RBC breakdown हो रहा है, तो आरबीसी ब्रेकडाउन हो रहा है, तो ये हीमोसिड्रिन जो आयरन कंटेनिंग पिगमेंट है वो भी डिस्ट्रॉय हो रहा है, एंड दैट स्टार्ट्स डिपॉजिटिंग ऑन डिफरेंट organs. Okay, so it can also damage the pituitary gland. So pituitary gland क्या करेगा, ग्रोथ हार्मोन के रिलीज को कम करेगा, तो उसके कारण बच्चे का जो हाइट है वो भी छोटा रहेगा. Then you can see hepatosplenomegaly, and you can see how this abdomen is protruded because of enlarged abdomen because of splenomegaly and hepatomegaly, and this is because of sequestration of RBCs in the spleen. Okay, so RBC and because of iron overload in the spleen, it will enlarge the spleen and liver. And wasted limbs in this, you can see the wasted limbs. Okay, so this is some of the sign and symptoms in thalassemia. You can see the color of the eye because of jaundice, and this is hair on end appearance on the skull when you take the X-ray. And this you can see the because of iron overload. इसमें क्या RBC destroy हो रहा है, RBC destroy hemoglobin, because in thalassemia excess hemosidrin, that is the iron containing pigment from the breakdown of hemoglobin, results from decreased hemoglobin synthesis and increased hemolysis of the transfused erythrocytes. Okay, क्योंकि ऐसे बच्चों को हम लोग ब्लड ट्रांसफ्यूशन करते हैं, तो ब्लड ट्रांसफ्यूशन करने से क्या रहेगा, जो आरबीसीज है वो हीमोलाइज हो जाएगा, तो और वो आयरन को डिपॉजिट करेगा इन डिफरेंट ऑर्गन्स. ओके, सो यू कैन सी व्हेन आयरन गेट डिपॉजिटेड अंडर द स्किन, इट विल कॉज डार्क स्किन या ब्रॉन्ज कलर स्किन. लिवर में इट कॉजेस सिरोसिस. इन हार्ट when the iron is deposited, it causes arrhythmia or heart failure. Then endocrine organs, it is affected. It can cause diabetes, infertility, pituitary failure and hypothyroidism. ठीक है, तो जब एंडोक्राइन ऑर्गन्स को में आयरन जब डिपॉजिट होता है तो what it can cause, it can have an effect on the growth hormone. It reduces the growth hormone, which can cause shortened height or short stature, and it also decreases the gonadotrophic hormones, which results in delayed puberty. Okay, उसके कारण delayed puberty रहता है ऐसे बच्चों में. Now the diagnostic evaluation. So you have to collect history, family history, because we all have learned that it is a genetic hereditary disease, autosomal recessive disorder. So you have to ask the history of the family. Then physical examination, you can find splenomegaly, okay, and you can see pallor, yellowing of the sclera. Then the abnormal facial deformities can be seen, okay, in physical examination. Then blood test, you can see RBC will appear small, that is called as microcytic anemia, or microcytic RBC, which will be abnormal in shape. Okay, then CBC, that is complete blood count, will show anemia. Hemoglobin level will be reduced. Then a test called hemoglobin electrophoresis shows the presence of abnormal form of hemoglobin, and then we do a mutational analysis that helps us to detect alpha thalassemia. Then in fetus we do amniocentesis. This I have already taken in pure sickle cell disease. Okay, in amniocentesis, amniotic fluid is analyzed, and this helps in the diagnosis of thalassemia. Then molecular diagnostic test can help whether a mutation is present after 8 weeks of gestation. Now this is the medical management. Thalassemia minor, in which there is no sign and symptoms, usually does not require any treatment. For thalassemia major, we know the child will have anemia, iron overload will be there. For that we need treatment, and the goals are to provide adequate normal hemoglobin for erythropoiesis and to decrease the effects of iron overload. Okay, so the main goal is regular blood transfusion, and you have to give folate supplements. So during blood transfusion, the client should not take iron supplements, because it can already the patient is having iron deposits in the body because of what we say, RBC hemolysis. ठीक है, hemolysis के कारण already there will be iron deposit in the body. Okay, and if you so what will happen if you give iron supplements, दिस आयन जो सप्लीमेंट जो हो रहा है वो भी एब्जॉर्ब हो जाएगा ब्लड में, है ना. तो वो ब्लड में जब एब्जॉर्ब होगा तो इट विल फर्दर कॉज डैमेज टू द बॉडी. ओके, सो during blood transfusion you should not take iron supplements. Okay, then chronic transfusions, you must have seen some children every 15 days they need continuous blood transfusions. So chronic transfusions are administered to correct anemia, and the target is to keep the hemoglobin level at 9 to 10 mg per dl. Then iron chelation therapy. Iron chelation is removal of iron, है ना. ब्लड ट्रांसफ्यूजन करने के बाद चिलेशन करना पड़ता है, नहीं तो क्या होगा, आरबीसी, क्योंकि थैलेसेमिक चाइल्ड में क्या रहता है, आरबीसी जल्दी डिस्ट्रॉय होता है. ठीक है, तो हमारा हम जब ब्लड ट्रांसफ्यूजन दे रहे हैं तो हम लोग क्या कर रहे हैं, नॉर्मल आरबीसीज को डाल रहे हैं बच्चे के बॉडी में, क्योंकि बच्चा का बॉडी एबनॉर्मल हीमोग्लोबिन एबनॉर्मल आरबीसी बना रहा है. ठीक है, सो आयन चिलेशन में हम लोग क्या करते हैं, जो एक्सेस आयन बॉडी में डिपॉजिट हुआ है उसको हम लोग को रिमूव करना है. तो इसके लिए हम लोग यूज करते हैं tablet deferoxamine, and it is necessary to prevent the iron overload. Okay, by removing excessive iron from the body. Okay, already the body when the body is forming abnormal RBCs, तो उसके breakdown से iron deposit हो ही रहा है. उसके साथ में अगर आप transfusions भी दे रहे हो तो क्या होगा, वो डबल अप आयरन डिपॉजिट्स और होने लगेगा. इसलिए हमको आयरन को हटाने के लिए आयन चिलेशन थेरेपी करना पड़ता है. Then genetic counseling and testing for family should be encouraged. Surgical management is bone marrow transplantation, especially in children, because the bone marrow in the affected child will have ineffective erythropoiesis. So you can do a bone marrow transplantation. Then splenectomy is done to decrease the transfusion requirements, because RBC हम लोग जब blood transfusion देते हैं तो RBC it gets deposited in the spleen है ना. If iron supplements are used during the blood transfusion, so splenectomy may be done to decrease the transfusion requirements. Then nursing assessment, you have to assess the client's skin, heart, spleen, liver, pancreas, lymph nodes, endocrine, skeletal, etc. Okay, and the family history. So these are some of the possible nursing diagnosis. Risk for infection because of decreased resistance secondary to hypoxia, impaired nutritional pattern, less than body requirement related to inadequate nutritional intake and anorexia, activity intolerance because of less oxygen, disturbed body image. You as I've already told you, there are changes in the facial bones and all. So disturbed body image related to skeletal changes. So what you have to do, you have to assess the client's general conditions, monitor the vital signs, intake output has to be maintained, you have to manage the fluid overload, regular blood transfusion is necessary to keep the HB normal. Then after chelation therapy, you have to collect 24 hours urine to see how much amount of iron has been excreted, and reassure the orange color of urine is normal and it can show dehydration. Now let us discuss in detail some, I have taken some few nursing diagnoses with interventions. So ineffective tissue perfusion related to reduced cellular components because oxygen is reduced as evidenced by cyanosis. So our main aim is to improve the tissue perfusion. So you have to monitor hypoxia. Hypoxia जब होता है तो क्या आता है, cyanosis रहेगा, fast breathing रहेगा, pulse rate increase होगा, है ना. So BP you have to check. Then you have to provide frequent rest periods to reduce the oxygen consumption. Okay, so when you have to provide rest periods ताकि oxygen consumption कम हो जाए. Okay, नहीं तो आप exercise करोगे, बच्चा restless रहेगा तो क्या होगा, oxygen का demand बढ़ जाएगा. तो वो demand को कम करने के लिए हमको frequent rest periods has to be given. Provide oxygen therapy to the patients, and you have to monitor the vital signs and observe for any restlessness and confusion. Next is activity intolerance. Okay, because of imbalance of oxygen supply and consumption, you can see activity intolerance, and it can be seen the child will show fatigueness. So we have to improve the activity intolerance. So you see how much activity the child can do. So you have to assess the capability of doing activity. Monitor vital sign before and after the activity. Then create a schedule to perform the activities. Then if you find that the pulse rate, the BP, the respiration and the fatigueness of the child has increased, then you have to stop the activities. And again you have to give rest periods to the child. Okay, and you have to administer the blood products, because this activity intolerance is because of less hemoglobin, which can cause hypoxia, due to which fatigue can be caused. So you have to administer the blood products. Next is imbalanced nutrition, less than the body requirement because of lack of appetite, and as evidenced by weight and skin integrity. So our goal is to maintain the nutritional level. So you allow the child to eat food that can be tolerated to improve the nutritional quality. Then provide nutritious food, high calorie, high protein, vitamin and minerals. Check the weight daily and provide IV fluid if not able to take by mouth. Okay, so these are some of the nursing interventions. So we have dealt with the introduction, definition, incidence, causes, types, pathophysiology, clinical features, diagnostic evaluation and management. Hope this class is understood by you all.